Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
Who's sleeping on the negative forces?
Yeah. Like,
And
did you
would
have to crawl over someone?
Yeah, in which case would my spouse need to crawl over me to get out of bed to have a good day?
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's
Someone's having a good day.
Village Idiom.
Hello, and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every single week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow but hopefully comedic and once while even interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I'm Brett Michaels with too much dough in the cloning machine.
You do have a Brett Michaels look today.
Yeah.
We got to make...
It's a new thing I'm going for.
I think we got to start every podcast with a little nod to something that makes people go, should I go onto YouTube and see what are they referring to? This is Skinny's Brett Michaels look.
It's supposed to be a cummerbund and an underneath vest for a greatest showman.
It is a cummerbund.
Good luck if it was made for like a child, maybe. And the cummerbund, let's just say my head's big. Or my body's big.
That's the extent of the cummerbund? That's as wide as it goes.
That's as big as it goes. It's a cummerbund for a baby. A baby bunder bun.
Well, how you been?
Good, man.
Good.
I'm basically living a dream life.
Tell me about that.
It's amazing.
How do I get in on that? Is this a multi-level?
I wake up in the morning and excellence comes my way. It's really the craziest thing. Like every day.
You seem happy.
I do.
That's why this seems out of place when I do this.
Oh, okay. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Well, as it turns out, there is a wrong side of the bed.
For you?
No, mine's always the right side.
Oh, anybody else?
Well,
or are you jumping right into origins?
Well, I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. What are you about to say?
Well, I'm just saying I'm on the right side of the bed. I'm actually on the right side of the bed. If the bed had a left side and a right side, I'm on the right side of it.
How do you know what's right and what's left? Is it when you're on your back, when you're standing at the foot, when you're on your stomach?
Yeah, like...
Couldn't you argue that either side is the left side of the bed?
Well, no, because it'd be like, I see it as a car. And so whoever's in the driver's side is the left-hand side. I guess you could have a right-hand side of the car, but it's the left-hand side and the right side.
Well...
I'm basically in the passenger side of the vehicle, as long as it's on the right.
So what makes you think the passenger side is the left side?
I don't. I think the passenger side is the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a right side of the bed. You're not saying there's a wrong side. You're saying there's a right.
No, I'm saying there's
left.
a left and a right, and I'm on the right side of it.
So if you're laying on your back on your side of the bed, is your left shoulder on the edge?
No. Because my right shoulder and my right leg can go off to the right because I'm on the right side of the bed.
Calling left and right if you're standing at the foot of a bed looking at it.
No, that would be reverse.
No, I just gave you two opposite examples.
If I'm lying on my back,
yeah,
and I'm on the right, what I would call the right-hand side of the bed, I could put my right leg onto the ground,
right,
and be close to the washroom and whatnot. Right-hand side, right leg goes right off. Left-hand side, left leg is the first to touch the ground.
Okay.
But if I was looking at from the head of the bed, then I would be on the left side.
No.
Or looking at it from the foot of the bed.
Foot of the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In my particular case, is your bed butt right up against the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's maybe what's going on
The
here.
headboard.
But not the sides.
No.
Yeah. I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. You just missed when I said... You wanted me to say the right side of the bed, but I was describing two lefts, and so you said no both, even though I called both lefts.
Well, I'm saying both because it's three lefts make a right, not two lefts. That's where I went wrong.
Right.
Left. I'm feeling it now. So good. Either way, even if you try and suck me down with your depressive conversation on left and right, boom. I'm back on the right side of the bed, baby.
And that's exactly the definition of waking up on the wrong side of the bed is to wake up grumpy. Or you have a grumpy day, and that's when people go, oh.
I got a solid disposition.
And it's funny, the clip I just showed is typically how it's said, where they don't say, most people don't go, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Most people say to themselves, somebody woke up on the wrong side. It's always somebody.
There's two
Not
people
you.
in the room.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, in my particular sleeping arrangement, I'm always on the right side, as per previous conversation, without doing it all over again, on the right-hand side. So if we go to a hotel or we're camping, I'm still on the right hand. Yes.
So here's a funny thing for me of which side of the bed. And because
there's a right side and another
we're
side.
going to go with previous conversation of what is right and what is left. We'll stick with that. But as we've moved from house to house to house, I've shifted, and I'm like, why does one seem right in that house and one seems right in this house?
It's always the right.
I should use the word correct. Why does one side of this bed seem correct for me in this house, and it's the opposite side of the bed in this house? And I realized that I'm always choosing the side that is furthest from the door. And
I see.
so if
a serial killer comes, that you got some buffer.
there's that bonus.
Yeah.
But it's also that 2-foot space between the bed and the wall, which has usually some sort of table.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my zone where nobody messes with my stuff.
I don't have that. My setup, my wife has the don't touch zone, and also my side is her side.
Right.
Or the general side, and she has her own side.
See, I think if you switched it, if you got to walk around the bed between bed and wall and it's just this narrow space, I bet she would use it less.
Or
'Cause your stuff
landmines.
is out there in the middle
Or
of the room.
Tax.
Or tacks.
Yeah. Something.
Brass tacks.
Well, I think of it in terms of convenience, and so the very first place we lived in when we got married, the left side was the side that was closest to to get out and to go to the washroom, and just to have the quick convenience. And then what you would describe as like the small corridor side was on the right, just for how we had the room configured.
Yeah.
And so ever since, she's been on the left and I've been on the right side of the bed.
Right.
Or the right side.
Correct.
And the wrong side, depending on how you look at it, or whatever
See,
given day.
Less
And
about
but now I'm closer to the washroom.
right.
Yeah.
So less about serial killers,
Yeah.
but kids when they're little.
Perfect.
They
Okay.
come into that side of the bed.
Okay. So this is just the beautiful thing about me, that the kids don't want to, they'll go right past me anyway.
Oh,
Not even the kids in need want to talk to me. So
it doesn't matter which side.
no,
They're
and it
going
would
to mom.
annoy my wife so bad. It's like, you just walked right past your dad to get over to this side to wake me up.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's awesome.
So waking up on the wrong side of the bed is to be grumpy, and we're gonna get into the origins. But do you ever have one of those days where it's like, I got no reason to be grumpy, but I'm grumpy?
Yeah, of course.
You're a pretty, but I'd say that's an exception. You're pretty.
I'm fairly
optimistic.
Oh yeah,
and
upbeat, shiny. Those are words that describe me.
upbeat and shiny.
Yeah. Yeah, like crows are drawn to me. I'm so shiny, I basically radiate like a reflection of the sun.
You would have been collected in Moana. Shiny.
I'd be on the back of the turtle. Yeah. So that's just not even my words. This is what people say about me. They're like, that guy is shiny.
I don't even think you're kidding right now. Because I actually think people would describe you as that. Upbeat, happy. I like Vince. I like him. He's so great. Happy.
Keep it coming.
It's just, you're positive.
Yeah. Keep going. You got your on a roll. Don't stop now.
I love you.
I love you. So having this left side, right side, or the right side of the bed,
Or the left side.
or the left side,
Right side, left side, wrong side, up side.
right side. Thank you, Dr. Seuss. But if you're to think of, I started thinking about things that are left side, right side, and of course the immediate one that comes to mind is left-handed, right-handed.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, is there
Heavy-handed, overhanded,
underhanded, top-handed?
backhanded.
And turns out that left people, as far as I could tell in my brief,
Left-handed people.
yes, left-handed folks, primarily left-handed, outside of injury or this sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe you had like a landmine blow off your arm or something.
Oh, I see.
And you're
Like
not
you're
left-handed
actually
anymore.
missing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can't be left-handed at that point.
Your hand left.
Yeah.
Your body.
Yeah. That's dark. That's getting.
I'm
that's getting
dark. You're like landmines.
I just can't believe you said it. Wow. Anyway.
All right, Brett.
So, yeah, your words are like poison. So the left-handed people,
Don't they do skinny bop? Skinny bop.
I don't know.
And you're skinny. Dressed up like Brett Michaels.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
You keep talking. Now I'm
Okay. So
I'm
12% of the population is apparently left-handed. 12%, which would leave obviously 88% right-handed or some combination thereof, unless we're talking about the no-handed people, which is the thing that only one of us would care to poke fun at. But of the 12% left-handed people, I then I started going
amputees about it.
Okay. Yes, you are a tease. So 12% being a recessive gene, that there's some genetic quality to left-handed, right-handed. And we used to force kids to be right-handed.
Yeah.
Because like left-handed and...
I kind of did with my kids.
Did you?
I would move the fork over to the right hand at eating time, and yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it happened, I wasn't with them 24/7. I don't think teachers do that anymore. But if they're eating,
They're not whacking their hand over the knuckles with a ruler.
Move it over.
You left-handed little freak. Like...
No.
And so if you come across like this like inception of left-handedness, like a blue-eyed, red-headed, left-handed person, just basically run, because they can probably read minds.
Funny.
And if you've seen scanners, who knows what all those recessive genes are doing inside of them. So I was thinking like, oh, and left-handed things, and it turns out that there's a massive list of things more likely to have allergies. Left-handed people.
Really?
That's what I said. That's why I had to bring it up. More prone to migraines, more likely to suffer sleep deprivation, more likely to be alcoholics.
What?
The internet.
That is crazy.
And so some of these things then go later on to get debunked. Like this study was the one that was used to prove that left-handed people became more alcoholics, but then we did a different study because it didn't factor in that in generations they forced people to be right-handed even though they were left-handed.
Right. Okay.
And so there was higher intelligence levels. Anyways, lots of interesting things about left-handed folks.
That's so weird, and yeah, I guess it could be manipulated, those statistics, a little bit, but it's still very
statistics can't be manipulated.
Okay.
No, particularly not in our current age. Yeah, that's not a thing.
Statistics are accurate.
Exactly.
I've got the stats to prove it.
Exactly. 4 to 5 people say so.
Funny.
Yeah, so if you're a left-handed person out there, then and with red hair and with blue eyes, you're a modern unicorn, is all I'm saying.
I love it. It's probably not that rare, though.
Modern unicorn.
Like, do you think it's that rare?
It's got to be. So I read it on the internet. And so, anyways, that's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Yep. That's all I got to say.
I like it.
So whether you woke up on the right side of the bed or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Or the top side. Or the underside.
Well, that is the wrong side of the bed. It's like
one?
if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, it's like, man, it's really hard to crawl out from here.
Wouldn't the wrong side of the bed be under the bed?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to crawl out from under here.
Oh, you're saying the same thing. You're just ahead of me.
I often feel like we are saying the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But not all the time? See, listen to this. Wait, that's too long.
Okay, and I'm going to have to talk over it, or otherwise we're going to get
Unskinny bop.
Unskitty bop.
It was sorry, it just all hit me. You're skinny, you're dressed. All right, whatever.
Anywho. Yeah. So these are actual real things. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed, which I was saying could be difficult to crawl out from. Or if you're Mark, you're going to say, yeah, but then you got to crawl out from underneath it. But just 5 seconds later after I say it.
But if you did sleep on the wrong side of the bed, that space is also yours. Nobody's messing with that stuff.
How many? Well, the rabbits or dust bunnies, depending on what you call them.
Yeah, that's true. You call them rabbits?
No, but
Just because they're dust bunnies?
because they're dust buddies.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to use the word in case it was going somewhere.
In case it was copyright.
It's a dust buddy.
I can't believe you said that. I'm going to have to talk over it. Say it again. Well, should we get into it?
Yeah.
We've bored them long enough. Here we go.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another skinny
All right, well, today is your lucky day, my friend. You did not wake up on the wrong side of the bed because I'm going to give you 3 options.
Oh, I like it.
Of what the origins of waking up on the wrong side of the bed could be. One of them is correct.
The legitimate children play along.
2 of them are incorrect.
Okay, we're balderdashing
In
right
no
now.
particular order.
Okay.
First option. To wake up on the wrong side of the bed originates from the story of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. Originally, the phrase was to wake up in the wrong bed. But because of the assumed immorality suggested in being in someone else's bed, Puritans shifted the wording to the wrong side of the bed.
Okay.
It's option 1.
Goldilocks kind of got around there.
Yeah, to wake up in the wrong bed. Well, she got eaten.
And bear was originally A-R-E.
It was still a grumpy day for Goldilocks.
It's not good if you're getting eaten at the end.
She woke up in the wrong bed. But
Okay,
they
got
switched it to wrong side of the bed.
Option A, Goldilocks.
Yeah. Option B. Would you believe that to wake up on the wrong side of the bed was originally to wake up on the wrong side of a bet? Its meaning at that time was that an individual took a financial risk that was regretted upon the negative results. Their regret was considered waking up, albeit on the wrong side of the bet. It was only after years of mispronouncing bet as bed that both the idiom and its meaning changed.
Yikes.
That's option 2.
Okay.
Wrong side of the bet.
I like it more than Goldilocks.
Okay, option 3. In ancient Rome, it was considered unlucky to get out of bed on the left side. You were bound to be in a negative disposition if you didn't get out of bed on the right-hand side. I guess the idiom should be that you woke up on the left side of the bed, not the well-known phrasing of wrong side of the bed.
So, because you slipped in another country and tried to...
You like that, right?
I'm drawn to it because you up the level of mystique by making it not
Ancient Rome.
So in ancient Rome, when the aqueducts... Okay, here we
Woke
go.
up on the wrong side of the aqueduct.
And Nero said, and yeah, he was setting
Caesar
people
Augustus, especially.
setting people on fire. Marcus Aurelius.
It was first Caesar Augustus who tweeted,
exactly.
hashtag, woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Exactly. So I like that. But I really liked bet.
Right? Yeah.
The wrong side of the bet. Because that ties in with the meaning a little better.
A little better.
A little bet. Okay, it's probably 3, but I'm going to go with 2.
2. Would you believe that it woke up on the wrong side of the bet? That's the one you think it is?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. But my gut is telling me Rome, but I've learned to not trust myself.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Rome was correct.
Of course it was.
All right, let's get into it. The generally accepted origin of the phrase get up on the wrong side of the bed, phrases, I should say, get up on the wrong side of the bed or woke up on the wrong side of the bed is from ancient Rome, where superstition was rampant. Everything was lucky, unlucky. So ancient philosophers equated the right side of anything as the positive side and the left side of anything as the sinister or the negative side, which I wonder...
Why wasn't I going that way with the hand thing?
Right, I wonder if that's where that even comes from.
Right, left-handed people are just little demon-possessed monkeys.
Yeah. Nice. The story says that Romans always exited the bed on the right side in order to start the day in contact with positive forces. If one rose on the left side of the bed, he started the day in contact with negative forces, which begs me to wonder...
Who's sleeping on the negative forces?
Yeah. Like,
And
did you
would
have to crawl over someone?
Yeah, in which case would my spouse need to crawl over me to get out of bed to have a good day?
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's
Someone's having a good day, but it's a lot of effort for her to start the day.
It's probably husbands that started this. You want to have a good day?
You're gonna have to get over.
You gotta get over this. If you want to have a good day, you're going through me. So it is interesting to note, however, that the earliest citation in, at least according to the Oxford English Dictionary of idioms, get up on the wrong side of the bed and wake up on the wrong side of the bed is from 1801. Related phrases that go along with this were gets up on the wrong side of the bed, got up on the wrong side of the bed, getting up on, it's all the same thing, just different ways of wording it. So ancient Rome was the correct answer.
The part that I do find funny, because I do view the Roman era as like, it was still savage, but more on the path to enlightening was. And so the idea was like, oh, you got up on the left side, you're going to have a terrible day. Like, black cat walking under a ladder, smash mirror.
You never know, like, when a head cold could kill you back then.
Sure.
That, well, what do we know about their day? Well, he was sleeping on this side of the bed.
Oh.
Yeah. Like.
Causation does not
So, whatever... how they were coming up with right side versus left side, like why they chose that. Could it have been just stats? Like, well, they turned left. They shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like,
it just seems like a massive undertaking. Yeah. I guess it's like all of those,
the aqueducts.
Like all, yes, this is like beautiful fountains, chariots, all this stuff. But if you got up on the wrong side of the piece of marble that day, then it went poorly. Okay. Because at some point we just turned off our thinkers.
Yeah. Well, it does say ancient philosophers who were encouraged to think outside of the box and come up with theories, and it was less mathematical. Less mathematical.
And a stroke right
and
now.
More let the ideas flow. Like, even if it goes
I could
against the
appreciate
grain.
that. I could appreciate that.
Yeah.
A little more free thinky, maybe, even though came to weird conclusions.
Totally.
And I guess
philosophy,
can we really prove it's not?
I guess not. Philosophy really shouldn't come to any conclusions, in my opinion.
Well, I think it must.
Then it's no longer philosophy. You might have used philosophy to discover something, but isn't philosophizing like literally just
Philosophization, dental floss,
philosopher raptor?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that thinking's got to go somewhere. It's not let's just ask questions all day long. And
I think that's exactly what philosophy is.
I think the intent is to answer some questions by digging backwards.
Then it comes off the table.
Once it's
then maybe you enter science. I mean, philosophy can be considered a science, but it's more about theories and discussion and...
Yeah. No.
All right. Philosophy only serves a purpose to find answers.
Well, yeah. Well, it'd be like, what's science?
I think there's a lot of what-ifs that aren't the case.
No, but you can come to, like, reasonable conclusions.
Schrodinger's cat.
Sure, it's reasonable.
It's ridiculous.
With the current, because the idea of something acting in two separate ways, not being actualized until it's observed.
But that's like
that's quantum physics.
So, but it doesn't change the truth. It just means you don't know.
No, it's developing a theory on it, though.
But I'm talking about Schrodinger's cat.
Yes, but you don't know.
The fact that it is there and not, alive and not alive.
Until it's observed, and then you know. That's the whole point.
That's when you know.
Cascading,
but that doesn't
realities.
Change what's true.
No, so that's the point, is that the observation of it is reality.
No.
Yeah.
See, that's my argument. Reality is reality. You don't need a definite, you don't need...
It's both. Alive and dead. That's the deal.
Then a tree doesn't make a sound and does make a sound if there's no one there to hear it.
So if something falls in a forest, regardless, the physics is still the same. And so there will be sound come off of it.
So physics goes out the window with the pumping heart of a cat.
Well, no, this
when the
is
cat's in a box.
That's why it's a different branch. It's quantum physics. It's both alive and dead. That's the deal of why it's not physics. It's quantum physics. It's both and neither until it's observed.
Why is that different than a fallen tree? Why does a fallen tree not need to be observed?
It's not a quantum physics related thing. We're talking about, I see quantum, in that quantum realm stuff, like particles, and it's currently acting like a wave until it's observed, and then it acts like a line as opposed to resonating like a wave. But when it's observed, it collapses into one reality. That's why it's quantum physics. It doesn't apply to our regular physics laws.
But a cat with blood flowing through its veins is
or not
biological animal.
Or not.
Or not what?
The aliveness or the deadness of the cat.
So
until it's observed.
I'm not seeing the difference between a cat alive or dead and a tree alive or dead.
Oh, okay. So fair enough. So until it's observed. Yes.
So a tree is both still standing and fallen until it's observed.
So the quantum physics parts, outside of the physics particle, that until it's observed, it's a collapsing of potentials until it's observed. And then that's when you know what it is.
It's a collapsing of potentials in your mind only.
That's what they're saying so this is like with quantum theory, that all of these things are realities until they're observed, and it collapses into one.
Yeah. I guess I'm just on a different page. They're all possibilities, not realities.
Sure. It's that multi-world theory.
Yeah.
That all of these things are happening at the same time. All potentials are happening simultaneously until observation. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
so that's
I've always had issue with Schrodinger's cat, so we could go for hours in circles, really. Here's something interesting. Some sleep scientists relied on psychology to conclude that the left side of the bed is right and the right side of the bed is wrong. This is modern psychology. They know that the left side of the brain controls logic and rational thought, while the right side of the brain controls emotion and imagination. If you get out of bed on the left side, they believe that you may focus your energy that day on logic and stay away from volatile emotions.
So the flip side of that is that the opposite side of your brain is in control of the opposite side of your body. So left-handed
not
person
until it's observed.
So the dominated left hand is right brain controlled.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct. Or like I had a stroke in my right-hand side brain, and so my left-hand side is...
So then the opposite is true.
Which is the right side of the bed. Gives you a nice logical day.
All right, one more. Experts in Feng Shui, the ancient Chinese practice of placing items in certain positions to be in harmony with their environment, also believe that it is best to get out of the bed on the left side. This pairs up with the psychologists. They believe this because Feng Shui associates the left side of the bed with family, health, money, power. So, left side of the bed.
Well,
but nowhere in these my quick research did I have anyone argue what side was left and right like we did at the beginning of this. So I think our conclusion is most likely what everybody's saying.
Sure, it could be rotated vertically.
What if you have a Murphy bed?
Well, so we're calculating headboard
as
on your back,
front of the car.
So
when you're standing at the back, or when you're standing at the footboard looking at your bed, it's the equivalent of standing at the back bumper of looking at your car.
Yeah.
Let's not do that again.
Well, we're out of time. Weird how that happened.
Must have got up out of the wrong side of the bed.
Can never have too many clips.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You have a higher intelligence, and that's probably because you're left-handed, or you're an alcoholic. One of these things is accurate.
Great.
So let's get into the end here. We're going to do a little fan favorite, some Riddlinks.
All right, then. Riddlink is a game we like to play that takes a two-part trivia-based question and requires a two-part but overlapping answer, overlapping by sound, syllable, or words. And so just to give you an idea, last week, if you listened in, we did 3 sheets to the wind. Is that right?
Yeah.
And we left you with this episode, or this Riddlink, I should say. 111 plus 111 plus 111, and you're drunk.
333 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, and it was funny because you randomly in that episode snagged 333 out of the air.
That was weird.
And I was like, what in the world? Anyway, that's how you play.
I'm a psychic.
333.
Or I'm not.
And 3 sheets to the wind overlap by the
Or
word
the
three.
reality's collapsed on that number.
Got it.
Anyways, let me jump in first and see if you can work out this little gem.
I'm gonna predict right now because I have one. I'm gonna decide which one we leave for everybody because I have one that my psychic powers tell me you have the same one.
Okay, well, why don't I do the one that I think
That's okay.
I think could possibly be
okay,
it,
fair enough.
so that we can always have one for our illegitimate children.
There you go.
Okay. All right. I rose this morning in a foul mood with a flattened coif.
Interesting. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed head.
Yes.
Got it. I had to think about that. It wasn't coming to me instantly.
If
Okay.
it wasn't that I doubt it's my first one.
All right.
All right, what do you got for me?
I'll give you this one. If you're grumpy,
And you know it?
clap your hands. Stomp your feet, I guess, would be first. If you're grumpy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're grumpy, it is said that you have woken up here with Wally Cleaver's suck up friend.
Woke up on the wrong side of the Betty Haskell?
Yeah.
Wow, it's Betty.
Betty.
Oh. Betty and Veronica. Okay, here we go. Illegitimate children. Race to the punch on this one. Okay, here we go.
I said with such passion.
Less often occurring genetics produced this Kiss bass player.
What? Say it again?
Less often occurring genetics produced this Kiss bass player.
Well, I don't know what the first part is.
Less often occurring genetics.
Something genes. But I don't remember what genes it was.
They're just less often occurring. Generalized. They are
Something Gene Simmons.
Yes. They are
Really rare genes.
recessive
Gene Simmons.
recessive Gene Simmons.
Man. I should have gotten that. I'm angry.
That's
with
okay. Give our illegitimate children a chance to beat you to the punch. We would love to hear from you on the final one, which you can reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right, here it is. Pay attention. Idiom for starting the day grumpy with blood-feeding mattress-dwelling parasites. That's the one I thought you were going to have.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, that's fun putting that together, and that is 3 Minutes Gone.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I love playing that game with you.
It's good times. Good times. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Well, we have gone over, as we talked about, things. Foolish, stupid things. Again, for a long time. And here we are. And wherever you are, that's where you are. Unless you're not there.
Unless you haven't been observed.
So if you're feeling unobserved right now, there's no need to call us because you're about to dip out of reality. We're sorry. But for those of you who have collapsed onto this reality, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Skitty.
You can call the number below.
Dionne Warwick.
I am Jurassic Wrong Side of the Bed Wedding Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
That's 3 minutes gone.